So if y'all have been paying any attention to my channel at all, you would know that I am a big Eminem fan. Not necessarily a stan unironically or ironically. But I am a big fan of Eminem. He is one of my favorite rappers. So I'm gonna be basically giving my thoughts on all of his albums, not necessarily a review. I don't have a script wrote because I don't do that. But anyways, let's go into the, thing. So, Infinite. Infinite. There's really not much to say about this album. He made it when pretty much no one knew who he was. And you can hear the Beastie Boys inspiration in it. If you've ever listened to a Beastie Boys song. If you ever listened to Berserk, basically that's Infinite, except on a lower scale. The only song I would go back to is the song Infinite, but that's the only song I would actually go back to. And I'm not sure if that's worth a 5 or a 4, because honestly, Infinite could have been a lot better. I'm gonna give it a 4, just because I don't go back to any song besides the Infinite song itself. So anyways, now on to the Slim Shady LP. Obviously, this is one of his best albums. And, he has a lot of great songs on here. He's got Role Model, Classic, My Name Is the song. A generational song. Guilty Conscience is amazing. 97 Bonnie and Clyde is great. Brain Damage is probably one of the best on the album. Just Don't Give a Fuck, classic. Still Don't Give a Fuck was good. What was the other one? Oh, what was that other one? I hate when this happens. I can't remember. Oh, was it Bedrock? Might have been called Bedrock. I'm not sure. Something with a B, but it was good. That's the Slim Shady LP. There are other songs I would go back to, but I would consider classics. I don't go back to them that often. Not like My Name Is or Guilty Conscience or anything like that. So I give the album a 9. Simply because of, it has some classics. It's an album that got Eminem on the radar in the first place. Thank you. Kudos to Dre for producing Eminem. But anyways, now on to the Marshall Matters LP. Just gonna say straight up 10 out of 10. No contest. So many classics. You got Kill You, you got you got Kill You, Stan, Who Knew, Remember Me, Kim, Under the Influence, Criminal, Marshall Mathers, and Bitch Please. I thought that one's good. Oh, and Amberly, or something with Am in it. And I think that's it. Might be forgetting one, I'm not sure. But yeah, straight up 10 out of 10. Too many classics for it to not be a 10. So yeah. Now on to the Eminem show. Yep, it's another 10 out of 10. I'm pretty sure no one will contest that. I'm not sure if I think the Marshall Mathers LP is better than the Eminem show. I'm not sure. But the Eminem show's got some classics too. You got White America, Business, Square Dance, can't remember which one it was. But yeah, it's got Soldier, you got Without Me. I mean, Without Me is probably the best in the Slim Shady trio. Maybe My Name Is, I'm not sure. Oh, I forgot to mention The Way I Am and The Real Slim Shady on the Marshall Mathers LP. Though, how did I forget those two? Those are like the two best ones. But, yeah, on the Eminem show. Like the Marshall Mathers LP had. I think the Marshall Mathers LP has, more classics, but I think, the Eminem show has some classics that are better than the Marshall Mathers LP classics. Like, for example, Cleaning Out My Closet. I think that's better than I think that's better than the Real Slim Shady and Kim and Under the Influence and Criminal. I think Clean Out calls it is better than those. Again, you know, controversial, but whatever. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Great album. Can't be replaced, can't be redone. Same with Marshall Mathers LP. Now I move on to Encore, which for me personally, I think Eminem took a step backwards with Encore. I don't think it's that good. There's only like 3 songs, or actually 5 I would go back to, which is Ass Like That and Just Lose It. They're fun songs, but they're not particularly good. Then you got Yellow Brick Road. I thought it was really good. I would go back to that any day of the week. Then the 2 obvious picks that carry this album is Like Toy Soldiers and Mockingbird. 2 of Eminem's best songs. I'd say it is top 10 at least. Probably top 5 to be honest. But yeah, they're really good songs. Like Toy Soldiers is about the Ja Rule and Benzino shit, and then Mockingbird is obviously about Haley and Kim and stuff. You know. So I'd say Encore is a solid 7. Nothing special except for those 2 songs. Those are the only songs that I think are actually legendary, are actually like really good, can compete with the first 3 albums, or Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, and Eminem Show. Yeah, we'll have a similar effect on a fairly recent album. Now I move on to Relapse, which I think is the biggest step backwards he's taken, to be honest. If I'm just being honest, I do not like Relapse. Personally, I think it's just, I don't like the accents he's doing. Maybe it's just song structure and stuff. But there are, like all Eminem albums, he's still going off. He's doing his thing. There are some songs I would go back to every now and then, like We Made You. I for some reason like the song. I'm not sure. It doesn't really have much to it. It's just kind of a fun song. And then 3 a.m. and Crack a Bottle, I can see myself going back and listening to. But one song I've always really fucked with on this album is Beautiful. I honestly think it's a really good song. It's not his best by any means, but it's, the best song on the album in my opinion. So I think the not Marshall Matters LP. I think Relapse is worthy of a 6. Just because, like, there are some songs I would go back and listen to, but they aren't as good as the songs, like, even in Encore and stuff. Or actually, I think I'd give it a 5, to be honest. Just, I can see myself going back and listening to the songs, but I don't do it that often, besides for Beautiful. But I think if you only have one song that I would ever listen to multiple times, I think that's worthy of a 5. Sorry, Relapse lovers, but it's just my opinion. If y'all love Relapse, then that's fine. Then we go to Recovery, which is a huge step in the right direction for me. I think it's a really good album. Now the obvious ones, you got Not Afraid and Love the Way You Lie. They're really good songs. I like every time he collaborates with Rihanna. The music sounds good. Then you also have WTP. Don't remember what it stands for, but it's a alright song. I mean, yeah. You got Cinderella Man, which is it's insane. No Level Lil Wayne is really good. And yeah. That's all the songs I listened to. I love all those songs, but yeah, the other songs aren't too notable, but they're good songs. They're just not something I would go back and listen to. So, Recovery, good album. Give it a 7, probably. It's a step in the right direction. Then we have more steps in the right direction with the Marshall Mathers Lp2. I like this album. I think it's good. I think it's a worthy sequel to the Marshall Mathers LP, but it's not as good as the Marshall Mathers LP. Not even close. But He's Eminem. He does his thing, you know. So you got Bad Guy, which is a worthy sequel to Stan. The fourth verse is one of his best verses. Then you got Rhyme or Reason, which I personally I'm not a big fan of. And then you got So Much Better, again, not a big fan. But then you got Survival, which I'm just gonna say right now is one of the best songs in this album. Then you got Legacy, which I really like. I like how the first two verses are muffled, and you can just it's like the third verse is more triumphant, and you just hear it clearly. Like, it's cool, it's good. It's about, you know, Eminem's legacy and stuff. You know how he got so big. It's a good song. It's a good song. That's what I'm trying to say. Then Asshole, not a fan. It's a good song. I can bop my head to it every now and then, but like I said, I wouldn't go. Not a fan of it. Then we got I forget what comes after it. But then you got Berserk and Rap God, both really good songs. Rap God obviously being one of the mainstream songs, like a really, really, really fast song. I like the beat. I like what he's doing. He has so many bars. And then Berserk is like, again, it's like Beastie Boys. Like it's a tribute to Beastie Boys, except I think of it as Infinite done right. That's what Berserk is. Both really good songs. So then you got then the other two songs I would say are really good are The Monster with Rihanna. I think it's better than Love the Way You Lie. Music video, insane. Everything about it's good. And then you got Headlights, which I thought was really, really good. It's highly underrated. Same with Legacy. And then yeah. So I'd say the Marshall Matters Lp2 is a 8 out of 10. The reason it's not a 9 is just not enough good songs. There are some good songs on here, like, don't get me wrong, I named quite a few, but more of them I just like and am not the biggest fan of. But anyways, now on to Revival, which some would argue is a huge step backwards. I argue it's just like a standstill. Revival isn't as bad as everyone says it is, but it's not as good as some people think it is. It just stands in the middle. Like, think of it like that. So, the only songs I would go back to are Nowhere Fast, River, Walk on Water, Bad Husband, and Castle on a Rose. Those are the only songs I would go back to. Castle on a Rose obviously being some of his best written songs ever. And then Walk on Water, I like it with Beyonce. It's about, you know, high expectation. Like, yeah, I think people expect too much from Eminem. He said everything he has to say, so he really just making rap for him and his fans. Then River, I like River. I don't know what it is about it. Ed Sheeran's good. I don't really listen to anything of Ed Sheeran, but all I know is he's good here. Then Bad Husband, I don't know why, but I always love the apology songs. Really heartfelt, really good. Don't know why some people think Bad Husband's annoying. It's yeah, it's about him and Kim. Like, he's apologizing to Kim. Like, do you not want him to be a good person? It's like, what do you want from him? But it's a good song. And then, yeah, Nowhere Fast. It's just like a decent song. Not much to say about it. But yeah, that's all for Revival. Only 5 songs I would go back and listen to. Maybe Untouchable, but I think he was trying too hard to do what he did with White America. Oh, and I forgot to mention Mosh on Encore. I forgot to mention Mosh. Yeah, but in Untouchable, he's trying too hard to make it like White America and Mosh, in my opinion. Like, maybe try to recapture that magic, but it wasn't the best. Anyways, I'd say Revival is a 7. Not a bad album, not a good album. Well, it's a decent album. How about that? Oh, then we got one of my favorite albums from Eminem, Kamikaze. To be straight with you, it's one of his best. Let's just say it made him relevant again. That's how good of an album it was. So you start off with The Ringer, which has more bars and words in it than Lil Pump's whole career. Then you go to Greatest, which I thought was good. Then you go straight to Lucky You, like a top tier song. John Lucas and M killed it. And after that, there's like two other songs I really mess with Not Alike. Dude, the beat switch was great. Not as good as the beat switch as his next album, but you know, it was great. It was great. Taking shots at Machine Gun Kelly sparked a rivalry that I would argue is like one of the best rivalries. Go back and relive. Then you got Fall, which let's just say Fall is insane. It's just great. I personally think Fall is the best song on this album. Just my opinion. Although Lucky You is a close second. Am I forgetting something? No. Nice Guy and Good Guy just are kind of out of place. Same with Venom. Venom, I actually think is a decent song. That's why I would argue it could stay on the album, maybe. But yeah, I think it's just an odd way of ending such a good album with a song that's basically promoting a movie. But other than that, Nice Guy and Good Guy could be taken out of the album. They're decent songs, they just don't really fit in. Same with Venom, but I actually like Venom, so I think it would be able to stay as kind of like a bonus track. But yeah, overall, Kamikaze, I found myself listening to all the songs that I praised multiple times a week, so I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Thinking Kamikaze is one of the best albums he made. People argue he's too bitter, but yeah, he was too emotional in Revival. Like, pick your fucking side. Then we got Music to Be Murdered By. I'm gonna count the deluxe. I'm gonna count side A and side B as one album. So we have about 10 songs I would go back and listen to multiple times. Premonition, Unaccommodating, Godzilla, Darkness, and Leaving Heaven. And actually 11, I Will. Then on side B, we got Book of Rhymes, Alfred's Theme, Nat, the beat switch was insane. Zeus and Black Magic. I'm forgetting one. Hope I'm not forgetting one. Discombobulated. Reminds me of Relapse, except good, like actually good. All really good songs. Other than that, there's not much to say. I like Music to Be Murdered By. It's a great album. Just not his best. But to start and end 2020 off with, it probably made the year. But anyways, yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. Now, if I were to place these in a tier list, which I wanted to do but don't have a computer for that, Infinite would go in F tier. Relapse would go in D tier. Then Encore and Recovery would go in B tier. Or no, C tier. Then I think the Marshall Matters Lp2 and Music to Be Murdered By would go in the B tier. Then Kamikaze, I can't decide. Revival would go in the B tier as well. Actually, no, Revival would go in the C tier. I can't decide. I think Kamikaze is worthy of S tier, but like I think Kamikaze would go in A plus. And then, you know, Marshall Matters LP, Slim Shady LP, and Eminem Show, S tier, obviously. Actually, S plus tier. S tier. S plus plus tier. S.
So now we're gonna rank Lil Pump's tier albums and stuff like that, and they're all the same, and they're all trash. So don't even bother. They're all in the F minus tier. Oh yeah.